I hope you are perfect, whole, and complete. It is evening time in Ghana, West Africa, and I thought I would come to y'all. Just for anybody, first of all, that's new, my name is Lisa Marie Goodson, and I am an African American living in Ghana. I've been part of or in the Afrocentric lifestyle for a long time. Just to say, most of my life, yeah, I would say most of my life on some level or another. So I was sitting down, right, and I was thinking about like I love my room, right? I love this room. I love the whole apartment, and I was thinking about like how I don't feel like I try to make everything work in here as far as, it doesn't have to match, but it does have to go type energy, but how it wind up doing that. And as I sat down, I started thinking about, well, why does it work? Like, what is actually working in the room that makes the entire room work? And so I wanted to go through some tips today, hopefully give you some clarity. And don't be so afraid of maximalism because a lot of people are. It's not even finished yet as far as maximalism. This picture of Kwame Nkrumah is going over the doorway, and then I'm gonna have two more things here. I'm gonna have something on this side wall, and then I decided that definitely I'm going to have a mirror, and it's gonna be at my eyes length, so height rather, my height of my eyes, so that I can see myself. And I'm thinking I'm gonna go with the bone, like my bracelets here. This is bone or cow horn. There's some great cow horn mirrors that I know where they are, and I love them. And I think I'm going to get one of those to be right here because I feel like this room is missing the mirror element. Okay, so let's talk about that. We're going to even close the door just to see because I want you to get not confused, and I want you to get the whole picture of why I think this room works. And thank you for the thumbs up for coming in and what is working in the room. Okay, so first of all, let's just say this. Your home has to reflect you. So it only has to make sense to you. It does not have to make sense to anybody else. If it makes you happy, then that's why it works. And as an artist, we don't really want a lot of rules, but there is something that I'm seeing that I think makes this a very, to me, pleasing to the eye space. So let's just kind of keep looking around. Even the black door I think is so beautiful. So that's why I closed it. And then we'll talk about why I think it works. It's still daytime. It's coming on evening. It's almost 4. So that's why I don't have the curtain closed. But I would close the curtain if it was evening. You can see that look. I'm still waiting for the carpenter to come to move this, and then the rest of the stuff will come. So what makes a space maximalist? I mean, I don't know if there's a definition exactly for it, but to me, it's when you literally maximize all the space that's kind of available. So rather than say I only want one picture on here in the middle, maybe one picture there, you want everything filled up. It doesn't have to be every inch, but it could be every inch. I don't necessarily need every single inch, but I definitely want most of the wall filled. When I'm going maximalist, I'm thinking wall. I'm thinking wall has to have stuff, and that's just the way it is, and it's not a bad thing. Let me see this tripod. Now I'm gonna try everything to make it, and this is not gonna work. But just for a second, let's just turn around a little bit. Okay, it's still not working. So because it's supposed to be. Nope. All right, a little bit. So it's definitely about the wall. If you want to talk about maximalism, then you want to talk about using this. In other, to me, decor, using the vertical spaces is so that the floor is not all cramped up, and you can add more visual effects if you use vertical spaces, which is your wall. But in maximalism, it's about every space is space for something. And in any empty space is almost like you're wasting the space because you could be putting something there. Some people go hard, right? And that's a look too. I love it all. Some people call it quirky, eccentric, right? Very kind of artistic, Some people have collections and that's their thing. Some people are artists themselves, so can go very deeply into it. But it's the idea of, yes, it's stuff that you love. I also think that maximalism is about not just putting anything on the wall, but putting the stuff that you actually love. Things, I feel like maximalist people don't mind, I think like this. If you look in their home or room, whatever they did, they love those pieces. That's why they want to look at them. They're not the ones that's going to wrap up the cloth or some china set for some time when the guests come and it's a special occasion. They're going to want to see their stuff. That to me is maximalist. And then let's talk about, when you talk about, as for me, because my channel is about Afrocentric home design and home decor style, even style, right? So what are some elements to me why I love the way this works and I wasn't even trying? Now I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to take key pieces. So let's talk about this beautiful black and white. It's made from calabash lamp, right? And then when you come over here, you actually see that the mask has also the black and white in it. But then, y'all, it picks up again in the pillows. This is from I think this fabric, it says from Niger. So you got the black and white in that colorful, and we're going to talk about the color in a minute. And then as we come to this diagonal, which is another way of setting it up, but not on purpose, our eyes is going to see the black and white in that, next to the black and white in that. Our eyes are going to see the black and white in this pillow, and our eyes are going to see the black and white in this pillow, which then picks up, let's talk about the foundation of the room too. To me, it's about the foundation of the room. What are the colors you're starting with? What is your theme? You may not see the theme after you put the stuff on the wall, but there still has to be something that holds it all together. So my theme is red, black, and green, which is the Black Liberation colors. So this wall is red, the wall in back of me is black, and the wall over here is green. And then this brings the whole red, black, and green together. And I want this to represent the flag. I had a door here instead of the doorway, and it was a black door, but it took up too much space and I couldn't see everything. It lets in so much more light. Look at the evening light that's falling on that side. So it's a beautiful space, right? So let's go to the black, red, black, and green so we can bring the pillows back again. So if I knew that this is red, black, and green, it's the flag, then each wall is red, black, and green, then I got something to play with. So the first thing I kept thinking was, how much red, black, and green can I bring in? That I did actually think of that. So of course, here is the actual red, black, and green flag, but I'm using it as a tablecloth. So I brought that in right away. Red, black, and green, red, black, and green. This, I had this basket done, because I had it painted, I had the guy draw it, the whole bit, red, black, and green basket. But we don't want to be literal is beautiful. What also goes with, to me, red and red. Red, what goes with red, everybody knows that black and white and red look great together. Think about a houndstooth suits or black and white polka dots and with a dress that flares out at the bottom and a red clutch and red shoes. So I'm also looking at why this works is because that black and white lamp is near the red wall, and the red wall has a white and red curtain, bringing in the red. So now let's go find the red, black, and green in the room. That pillow has other colors, yes, but it does have red, it has black, it has green. Same thing there, the green's on the bottom. If I turn around, you'll see it more. There's red and black in that pillow, and green, and you can see the red, black, and green in the pillow. We also have the red mud cloth. We also have the green mud cloth. And then the pillows themselves, these all have an air of blackness to it. It's a black background mostly. So without being literal, you're bringing it in, right? I'm having a blessed day. Thank you. Hope so, you too. Now let's go back to the wall. We're going to go to the other chair. So I'm going to sit down. And we're going to talk about the other element, that's a little child, that's making it Afrocentric as well, but also it goes with the thing, and still staying with the maximalist. It's maximalist because that's a lot of colors in that pillow. And so therefore it's maximalist, and it's maximalist because it's patterned. This cushion is a different pattern than this cushion, which is a different pattern from this cushion. So sometimes you take one of the colors. You know that you got a red, black, and green theme. They have some red, some black, some green in the kente. We already identified that there's red, black, and green in this Nigeria fabric. But also here doesn't necessarily, it does have black and green. But let me tell you what I did with that. That back pillow had to, now I'm bringing in, I'm tying it in with this. So there's blue, green, and black. Let's concentrate on that. And then there's an orange theme in all of them. So we took the pictures that had the orange in it, the orange in it, the orange in it. What I love about this one, it has the blue, and it picks up that blue in the pillow. And then it has the orange because it's a theme, and then black again on top of the green is still grounding that back and green. Thank you. Love the kente. Thank you. Hey, I love those pillows. Thank you. So then we go back. So we feel, okay, so she took this wall. When I was looking at this wall, I was looking at this pillow. I just saw a separate. I saw this pillow, I saw this wall, and that's how I created that. And thank you, y'all. Appreciate it. So now this one, she's black and white. Again, what else is black and white in the room? That beautiful calabash lamp. And the reason why I focus on this lamp is such a statement piece. It is. It's everybody. I bet if I have people over, whenever I do, they're going to talk about this lamp. They're going to mention this lamp. They're going to wonder about this lamp. It's a statement piece. She pulls it all together. Before you come in and you look through the bamboo curtains, you see her. So I looked at that and said, wow, what else is black and white? This, the warrior woman, you can see that there was a black and white feathery necklace around her. But also, and the bamboo, or the banku, they're black as jet black. But what makes that work is I love the elements of the gold. Because now we're talking about the Gold Coast. We're talking about Africa, which is, these are very African scenes. This is women pounding fufu. And this is a warrior woman carrying a calabash, which this is made from calabash. This is calabash. This is calabash. And that is calabash. Now you done tied in the like elements from a picture, from the colors, and from the actual idea of what is Ghana. Because see, we're in Ghana, so this could be, what is a calabash? A calabash is a bowl that's made from it actually grows on a tree. So you know how when you have a watermelon patch, and you have the watermelon, and the watermelon has a shell? Well, the calabash is a shell of food that's inside of it. Sometimes the food is edible, sometimes it's not. I know a lot of calabashes, especially the ones, the gourds. Y'all, I'll tell you, when I was in the village and I saw a gourd growing off the trees. The gourd is the part that's made, I'll show you the gourd. It's still a calabash too, by the way. So let me show you the one when people call it a gourd. That, you see that shape? That actually grows on a tree. It actually has food inside of it. They call it food, but they take the food out and use it for spiritual purposes. They don't eat it. So the calabash and these bigger ones grow on the ground. So they're actually the shell that have contents in them. So they naturally grow. I don't know how, I don't know if they plant them. I'm not sure how that works, but, and then they were commonly used. If you come to Ghana today, you will see the women carrying bowls, but they use the aluminum bowls, or sometimes even what they call rubber, the plastic bowls, right, on their heads. But there was a time when they only used the calabash. And the calabash is so famous because it helped them to fetch water. Remember I was telling you how water, yes, I was telling you how water is like it's big, like Africa and no water, right? Big deal, right? I mean, seriously. So the idea of women fetching water, and now look at me fetching water, they were doing the calabash. But when the white man came, or, you know, and they brought the rubber bowls and the aluminum bowls, what I heard from Kwame and other Ghanaians is the women actually preferred it, because one thing about carrying calabash, let me just show you the woman, I forgot to show you calabash again in the artwork. My girl over here, what is that in her hand? A calabash. Calabash was to do what? To fetch water. I'll even tell you what else they use it for modernly today, which I noticed. That the women actually preferred the aluminum and the rubber bowls, because when you carry water in a calabash, if the calabash falls, which it has a chance of falling, it cracks and you're done. So it's actually cheaper that if the aluminum fall, probably still be intact. The rubber falls, they say, it probably still be intact. So this is why you don't hardly see women carrying and using the calabash for that. But I do notice that sometimes during funerals, but not necessarily has to be, there'll be women that sell local drinks like Sobolo, Pito, palm wine, other ones that I don't know of. And they sell it in calabashes. They put the liquid, you see it in Makola, which is a big market in Accra, and they put the liquid beverage in the calabashes. Another way they still use the calabash, they use it too still to drink liquids. If you go to a Pito bar, Pito is a drink that's fermented, that's made from millet. And you will find it in, I think they said that, I don't know if it's specifically like this, it's a northern drink. You'll find it in the north, like Tamale. That's where it really comes from. And the Muslims obviously love it. I love this Pito. And when it's served properly, if you go to a Pito bar, yep, I had one in Elajo, they serve it in a calabash. They come into you, they give you a calabash, and you drink it out of the calabash. Your palm wine traditionally would have been drank out of a calabash as well. But sometimes, you tap the palm tree. And where does of course, palm wine comes from the palm tree. It's a lot of processing, not processing chemically, processing by hand as far as getting and tapping the palm wine. And then to drink it properly, you would drink it out the calabash. Even when they're supposed to pour libation, and they may all be like taking drinks from the schnapps they use, or it used to be palm wine that they use to pour libation. Some don't. They do this thing called schnapps, which I'm not sure why now, but you would drink it out the calabash, and you would actually share, and everyone would take a sip out of the calabash. So they have the smaller calabash bowls. You could also eat out of the calabash. You don't ever see people doing it here, but so yeah. So the calabash is beautiful. It's so much so, you think about how much that is represented in the artwork, not even really thinking about that. It's represented in that one. That's a calabash. She's by the water, the ocean. She's carrying a calabash. And so, and the food, what they're pounding the fufu in, and fufu is a combination of plantain flour, and I forget the other one. It'll come to me, but they have there's a wooden bowl that they have, a wooden container, and that they pound the fufu in. But yeah, the calabash is very much seen. Now, of course, we have modern day, right? We got artists, right? And there's an artist at the place I used to be, cassava, that's it is. Thank you. Cassava flour and food. Yes, cassava, plantain. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. You love fufu, huh? I love fufu too. So a great artist decided that, you know what, I could make lamps from the calabash, which are real legit lamps. And so we love that. Okay, thank you. You're asking great questions, so thank you. I appreciate it. So now we're talking about, so we're still back to pulling in. So yeah, this is called kente prints. The reason why it's kente print, because kente is actually a whole bona fide cloth that they weave with this makeshift. If you remember when I was with the ex and we used to go to his land and I used to show you them doing kente. They got bare feet. They make this thing out of like wood and even bamboo. The whole thing is making, it's really beautiful. Hey, Sharon. And they make kente cloth, but this is kente prints. So it's what the kente cloth would look like, but it's printing. It's like making an original artwork and then making prints of them. That's what you call this. Call it kente print. What I didn't know is it's all kente print. All African fabric on some level, especially this, is kente print. So I wanted to bring in the kente because I want to represent Ghana. This is important to me. That's why I got Kwame Nkrumah in the back, who was what? You should know this, Ghana's first president, right? Ghana was the first African country to get its independence from Europe. So we brought in, now let's keep bringing in the black. So I had a couple of actual kente cloths. They are beautiful. Oh, you don't have them anymore? They are beautiful. Yes. I made clothes with my kente. I made outfits with it. I need to just get some for just that purpose again. I used to love it. There's the Edway kente, the Akan kente. So now this is the cane. For me, my Afrocentric home has to represent, but everyone is different. Now this is a specific personal choice. It's hot in Ghana, and because also I know I might move, I like my furniture as light as possible, and cane is the wonderful way to go because of the ear or the so-called holes that they have in them, and they're all hand done. Everything is hand weaved, every single thing. And cane is like something that grows near the marsh. Cane is like it would be a weed, but it's closer to the water, and it's very difficult to pull up. Yes, those matching pillows are beautiful. Thank you. And yes, very difficult to like pull up, and well, then it's very hard, and then they work the cane and they do a beautiful job, as you can see. And it also allows for a lot of airflow. And when you're in Africa, especially West Africa, you need airflow, y'all, because it gets very hot. So I love the natural elements. I have them somewhere, okay, you have them buried somewhere in my store setup. We packed and moved and rushed, so I didn't get to pull them out, but you have them. We had them turned into tablecloths for our booth setup. Go ahead. Tablecloths, right, curtains, blankets, clothing for sure. Beautiful. So you can do many things with African cloth. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can do a lot of different things. You can treat it like if we go to a fabric store, I mean, we think of 1,000 things to do with the fabric we're going to buy, whether it's curtains, blankets, a dress. I mean, so this is still fabric, and we think of it that way. And yes, now you can use it. So yeah, so I really think about the stuff that so what's like I love. I take it to a deeper level because now we talk about my place is not just a maximalist place, but it's an Afrocentric maximalist place. What makes it Afrocentric? I think images of Black people. So I found these pillowcases at a place, yes, called Malcolm, which is not, it's in Ghana. It's a Ghana store. It's owned, I don't know, I think they say it's owned by Indians. Could be, who knows who owns it now. But when I saw these, I went back, I got these three, came back and got these three. And I knew because the guy even told me when I was at the store, he said, we'll never see them again. So go get them. So I went to more than one place trying to get as many as I can. So there's these three, and then there's 1, 2, and I got another one in the other room that makes it 3. And it was only 3 different kinds. It was this 1, 2, the other one, and it was 4 actually. I didn't get the last one. I didn't really like the face that much, but so yeah, so I picked those up. Also mud cloth, bought the mud cloth, took it to a seamstress and had them make it into pillowcases. So this is mud cloth from Mali. This is mud cloth from Mali as well. And then the G I mean stands for God or God, only God or God the Omnipotent. Very popular symbol. You see it over here again. And it is an Adinkra symbol, which are symbols that represents order or conduct in a community. And it is the Akan people. And so this other one, if you can see it, it's the comb. And the comb is in tree is Juafe. And Juafe means beauty or beautiful. So the comb represents beauty. So yeah, so I love those two symbols. So somebody told me those true, that the Juafe symbol, the comb, is supposed to go the other way around. Not the what you call the teeth are supposed to be down. That's how it should have been carved. And it was an Akan who did it for me, so that's him. So remember we talked about that black, white, and red. Well, look at the picture. Black, white, and red. Black, white, and red. And then we talked about the elements of red, black, and green, but because Ghana's flag is red, yellow, and green, because Kwame Nkrumah, of course, has his face is red, yellow, and green, of course, with the black background, I brought in the chairs because I felt like this table is plain. I designed this table as well. This table is plain, kind of, because it's not colorful. It's plain, which I love. But it looked too plain, so I thought these 2 chairs are going to look lovely here. And this is work of the Togolese. It's a specific type of rope that the women, was a woman that did it. She took days. So Kwame gifted me these 2 chairs, which made from some local wood. You can see it's old wood and it's going to last forever. And the woman was by herself, single-handedly roped all of this. See the bottom too. the seat. The work is extraordinary. It's beautiful. I remember the day. I remember her so well. She's a Togolese. That's the work of the Togolese, and she worked so hard. She probably obviously was Togo. She was Ewe, and love those tears. Thank you, Sharon. She worked so hard, and her back and everything. I would come back, and she would show me more, and I would come back. And one day she called Kwame and said, "Tell her I'm done." I cried. I saw this work on some chairs on the roadside. That work is definitely isn't extraordinary. Yes. It was some chairs on the roadside, and it was these chairs shaped actually like the Papa sign. And I saw it, and I said, "Oh my God, that is so good. I love that work." And I said, "But I would love to see it in red, yellow, and green." When I first came to Ghana, I used to have red, yellow, and green nails. Like I was all about the flag with the star in the middle, because that's the Ghana flag. It has a star in the middle. And they call it the Black Star, which is, of course, represented by the Black Star Line, which was the ships that were created by the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. And that's why I told you Kwame Nkrumah was very much inspired by the Garvey movement and the Back to Africa movement. So this is why he puts the red and the yellow, the green, but he includes the gold, and to make it the gold of Africa. So I love those chairs. It brightens everything up. You bring us some plants, and you got it going on. I got a replica of the G.I.M.E., but in a stool. The stool. The stool is very important. Couples come and buy a stool for their wedding, so the woman and the man both has a stool to honor the king and queen of their home. So I love these two chairs. Again, look it over there. You're starting to see that red and that red and that green and that red and that green, and there's a gold there. It just plays off each other so nice. And again, it just keeps coming back down. So, and then this is a mat. I had the crazy idea, which I love. I had the idea to paint it, use the oil black paint, and see what it would do and how it would behave if we took the mat and turned them to different colors. And this color is black. But I could see red. I could see a green one. And they're traditionally they're mats that you sleep on, or mats that shade like a shading if you have an outdoor stall to keep the sun from beating you down. But that's it. But I use it as rugs or area rugs or complete rugs for the floor. And this is a new idea for me, was to paint it. And I think it came out perfectly. It grounds the space, and I love it. I didn't realize how much calabash here. Now, there's another creator. He said, well, yeah, let's do stuff with calabash. Let's make calabash curtains. I found this vendor. I love his work. He's actually Ewe as well, too. And this is pieces of calabash. This is pieces of calabash that some of them, if you will see, he painted them. He painted them different colors. And, of course, the colors, I don't know if you noticed, but they were, of course, they fade over time. But you can see the red, you can see the green, and this is the yellow. So he paints it, the calabash, so he gives it, again, that red, yellow, green, which is the Ghana colors of the flag. That's so unique, isn't it? Beautiful, isn't it? And this is the bamboo. This is the pieces of broken calabash. I think that is so dope to do that with the calabash. And the sound it makes is just, that's a divine sound. And I saw it, and I was like, yes, I got to have it. I measured my doorway. I told him what I wanted. He did it exactly. I moved to a new place. The doorway was longer. I took it back to him and said, this is how many more inches I need. Can you add it? And he did that for me too. I rest of my lifetime energy. I want another one from somewhere else just to have it, So Afrocentricity, you gotta have masks. Period. I mean, not much more to say. And then of course it's all about your artwork. What makes sense to you. I love, since we got a little black and we got a little gold, I don't know if you noticed the colors in this one, right, actually kind of goes with that Banku one, which I got from the same place. The space is beautiful. Thank you, Vitalara. Thank you. So I'm trying to look at, okay, this is the brother that owns the shop. This is a place in the Volta region, and they call it the arts. He calls it the art center. He did this, and look at the goldish black colors. And then you come over here, and those colors are there as well. So I loved it. I love this piece in general. It's very, to me, just African and beautiful and wonderful. Now these, they call these mats. Now people, and especially if you see them working at, they got their shops or their container stores, and they have these mats for, of course, shade, or they lay on them. Some people call it aboji mats, whatever. I don't know what language it is, but the Muslims here, they call them aboji. I don't know what it means. I'll find out for you. So, but it usually means, probably means Muslim, and they call them aboji mats because they're the ones that sell the mats. And then either these mats are made in the Ivory Coast or Togo, and I believe these mats are from the Ivory Coast. This style over here is from Togo. What else did I have that I showed you that? It's that roping style that was made. Oh, it's those market bags that I used to show y'all. Very same style. They make them into bags, and it's the Togolese people that does that as well. And then, of course, like I said, I designed this. I wanted it to be a display cabinet, and I came up with it. I need to change the name. I need to change the name. I need to change the name. Tell me about the name. Um, so yeah, and so this is my display cabinet, which I love. I bought it when I had it designed. I specifically did. I wanted it to be statues and different things and books, and it's coming to life. So I love it. When I designed this, now y'all, this table right here was all about. I wanted the Japanese tea table, much lower the Japanese tea table. Don't forget. Yeah, I would just say definitely it was much lower. Somehow, because life happens, I kind of saw it and said, you know what? I want to actually be able to do my computer work at it. I actually want to sit on it, but I want stools. So I had my bamboo guy make the stools this short and sat on it to know that I could eat at the table if I wanted to. And I made another one on the other side and put the pillows on, and that's how we got the stools. The table is nice too. Thank you, Sharon. I love this table. I love it so much. So y'all, I'm gonna tell you how I moved and how I thought about the pieces, but I wasn't with the pieces when I moved them over here. I definitely want to talk about that, how this all worked out, and I'm just don't even know like how it did, but it did, right? So I gotta tell you this story. So I'm in this little room, and if y'all had joined me, tomorrow we'll do the bedroom. We'll go do the bedroom, and we'll do the same thing, but today, if y'all had known. So I, in this little room, this room is small. It's easier to me to max out a small room where it still makes sense and it doesn't feel cramped to me than to max out a large room where it doesn't feel cramped. Because a larger room, more probably wall space, more stuff, more chances that it could get too much stuff. But there's no maximalist. To some, there's no such thing as too much stuff. I'm open for all. I'm an artist, so I'm not mad at no artist. I like expression, so I would welcome it. But so I'm in this little room. Y'all remember it was a box. It was a box. It was a white box, or let's call it a beige box, because it was beige and it didn't look nothing like this. If you didn't, how could imagine? But once I decided that, oh wow, I'm ready to decorate, I want it to be red, black, and green. And I remember saying that, I said, yo, this wall's gonna be red, like I always do, but it was white, it was beige. This is gonna be black, this is gonna be green, and then on that side, that's like I said, it's gonna be red, black, and green. So once my painter came, and my friend, and my neighbor, Eric, I let him do that part. Boom. Then I said, get the door. We gotta hit the door with the black. And there was a door, like I said, in the front. Let me say this. I said, we gotta hit this door with the black, and it's beautiful too. And we gotta hit another. We gotta hit this front door with the black too. But the door was in the way. I kept it open all the time. You have to in here because it's the only way you're gonna get the cross breeze. It gets very hot. I don't have air conditioning. One day I'll get one. And plus, it took away. You can notice that this is the flag. You didn't see this whole sign, and so it took up space. So I knew that I wanted the door off. So consider that too. If you're home or if you're renting, if you can take the door, if it's okay with your landlord, landlady, take the doors off. A lot of times you don't need the door, especially if you don't close the door. You don't use the door to, you know what I'm saying? if the door is somewhere where it's blocking valuable space, we can put other stuff. I have taken the door off in probably at least a door in every apartment that I rented in here. Um, yeah, sure did. So I always take a door off, door or two, but I always keep a door. There's in my bedroom, you want a door, that way I didn't want a door. So anyway, I had the red, black, and green. Now my mind is thinking, your store was clear for a while. I got them to move the stuff in. So I have to now say, Eric, go into the 2 apartments I have in both trees. I need you to go in there, and I'm going to tell you that what I want from each apartment. Now my room is not measured. I didn't measure the room. I never measured the room. I don't even know if all the stuff that I want to bring is going to fit. But I knew that my theme was red, black, and green, so I just said, I want you to get the red, black, and green flag, I want the tablecloth off that. I want you to also give me the table that it's on. I want those 2 chairs with the total leaves chairs. I want the couch, the 2 chairs, and the whole set. I want the whole set, and I want all the pillows that's already on it, right? I want that red, black, and green basket, but there's a red, yellow, green. Don't bring that one. It's because it had a little hole or something in it too, so had the hole in it. I can't fit everything, but I'm not knowing what I can. We need calabash lamps because they're special. I like the calabash lamps, not just for lighting, which is nice. I like them for that they are some type of novelty. We need the calabash lamps. Now I got to choose. I got like 6, 7 calabash lamps. I got to always have GME. I feel like it's the respect to the Akan people, one of the ethnic groups of Ghana. So I'm thinking about this. Okay, I want that table. Now, this is the only thing I knew. I thought that this couch was going to be over there, and the 2 chairs were going to be over here. Clearly, that wall is smaller. So when I saw it, I said, no, this is going to go here. I thought then the 2 chairs would go over there, and the bookcase in my mind, because I would go on this wall. Nope, I need the green wall behind me. Bookcase fit here. Let's spread the 2 chairs out. I didn't know really, I thought in my mind I knew everything was going to go. All I knew was what I wanted to be in the space. I didn't really know where it was going to go. And I knew where that all of it could fit, or I hoped. We didn't talk about this beautiful coffee table that's actually made from the cane that's here, and it has a very hard, beautiful wood top that my friend Kwame gave me, that the wood is actually extinct now, so you can't even find the wood, but he had it for years. So I didn't know, but I thought maybe, do I need the coffee table? I kept thinking this coffee table was going to be in the bedroom, was going to hold the plants. You didn't have to really do that, and then that's the other thing. I had to get the bed. So I had to get the bed here. I had to take a couch out that was in there in the bedroom to bring my bed from up there, which then was my altar because I knew I needed that. There's one thing, tomorrow we'll talk about that bedroom, of something that, what I don't want ever in my decor is pieces that look good but have no function. That really I don't use, and they're taking up space, or something else could be there. And this chair in there is beautiful. I never sit at it because it's behind the window instead of facing it. It's just big. It looks nice, but if I get a chance, I'm going to send that to the Volta. And I don't know what I'm going to do with that area. I might not necessarily have to do anything with that area, but it's taking space. But tomorrow's tomorrow. So Eric brings everything I asked him to bring, because he did the video, he goes around, and I said that. I had everything, little something. Oh, I had to bring a refrigerator for the kitchen. And I gave him the small red refrigerator. So I'm sitting here, and Spirit said, don't get scared, go with it. Oh, all the artwork, not all of this, some pieces. There's not a lot left, really. I think maybe one piece of artwork that's still there. I think I took everything else. And I sat here, y'all, and I said, okay, I got all the stuff in. I gotta make it work. And of course, this beautiful curtains that my ex made. It's a red and white, and they're long, which is they hit the floor, which every time the thing you want. And I just absolutely, they just go so well. So I told Eric too, oh, don't forget the curtains, take the curtains off. We taking stuff off, windows and off doors, and we just really working it out. And also my fans that I paid the money for, I want my fans. Brought my fans back too. So that's what we're gonna have, double fans in here. We're gonna have a fan in the kitchen. And in the kitchen's a whole thing we gotta do. Oh, the red, yellow, and green. baskets I got in there. So we got Calabar sconces. It's going to be wall sconces that has a light bulb, and the light bulb's going to face down. It's beautiful. I got the sconces already made. I just got to get them painted and then have the electrician come. Anyway, y'all, the first day I came and he brought it in. It was like they arrived about 2, 3 in the morning. I started putting it together. I started putting everything. And don't forget this bamboo chair in the corner. Let's sit in that corner too. So now there's the bamboo chair in the corner that has a table to go with it. I said, bring it. I really thought that I was going to sit here, which I love sitting here, so that part not. And I thought that there's the chair that went with it. I thought the chair was going to be able to fit in front, but it didn't. But it wound up being a perfect table. Sorry, the chair, it was a table. It wound up being a perfect table for the bathroom, which held my smell goods and made my bathroom more luxurious. I also brought 5 of these mats, the plain color ones, right? And I thought they wouldn't be in the bathroom, in the living room. I was going to mat the whole floor like I did in Volta and Spirit, but I kept saying, oh, I got to clean the mat, so I'll just wait and just put the stuff down and then add the mats later. Once all the stuff was in place, there was no way I was going back to do the mats. I felt like I'm glad I didn't do them. That's not what they need. So the day after tomorrow, we'll go in the bathroom to talk about that. I want to use the mats in the bathroom. I was like, oh no, I got these mats. What am I going to do? I wanted to use them in the bathroom. So things that I thought I'm gonna have to send back, I'm gonna send back. I really didn't. Not anything. I didn't have to send anything back that I asked to be brought down. But this chair in there, cute chair, beautiful chair, but too big for most spaces. And it's gonna go to the Volta region because one day I will go back there and we're gonna repaint all the rooms and for the kitchen. We're going to paint the living room, and we're going to repaint the bedroom there. The bedroom is a pink and white, and it's just don't do it for me. I like my bedroom here, pink and green, but I'm going to do something real sexy and sultry and grown, and really sexy, but grown and couples too, and just chic and beautiful, and it's definitely going to want black, but not just black. And the living room is going to be something, I like this green color, so we're going to play on that, but it's going to be more than one color too. Very artistic. I can't know until I go in there, you know? So yeah, anyway, everything wound up working out. A few things that I didn't picture where changed, but all the pieces, the 2 end tables, I mean, it's like, when I look at it, just like, thank you y'all for enjoying it, loving it, because I enjoy it thoroughly. I feel like for me, in Ghana, it's one of my best apartments because it feels like when I was in the States and I lived in North Carolina, and I really love that feel. And I feel like I fixed it all up and I left, you know what I'm saying? So, and then it's just cozy because I love cozy spaces. I prefer those over big, winded loft spaces, although my ex loves loft spaces the ex-husband, because he is an artist and he got sculptures and paintings and statues and this. So, but I loved it with him because he made it look really, he brought plants in. But for me, I like a little more cozier spaces. So I knew I could do it. I kept saying, I'm gonna max it out. I didn't know it was gonna turn out, to me, pretty well. There's some little things, we got to fix and reorganize, and, I would have probably placed a little differently on the walls, but overall, I really love it, y'all. I mean, it's not even overall. I love the space. It brings me such great joy. And the bedroom tomorrow, we'll talk about why the bedroom is not maxed out, and why I don't think I could be in the maxed out bedroom, but I can't. It depends. I actually could, but I didn't want the bedroom maxed out. This got red, black, and green, and that one is this mint green and pink. So the colors themselves is telling you where we're going, Very tranquil in there. Very good night's sleep. It's like the rooms spoke to me. I say that all the time. And they just told me what they not just wanted, but needed to be. So the thing we're working on next is the kitchen. The kitchen doesn't have a lot. Just once we paint all the cabinets, then if I want to add some, I can. You know what I'm saying? But I think I'm gonna repaint the chair and the table in the kitchen. We'll do the kitchen and the things we want to do. We'll save that for whatever other day after the other 2 months. But I just wanted to focus on how maximalism don't have to hurt your eyes or make you feel visually cluttered, right? Some things people talk about, or too much going on. I think it depends on the colors you use, the intention behind it, and how you're pulling light colors around anyway. So it's not like it doesn't really match. It's not like there's a whole lot going on. They go together, even where they don't seem like they do. And I love that. I mean, down to this, like, this is obviously, I got this from Malcolm, so this is not, although I got those poems out, they are Afrocentric, but it is Afrocentric. I think Malcolm, of course, is going to get stuff. I wanted to see what this is math. I don't have the tag, so. But of course, Malcolm is going to get these patterns because we're in Africa. It's an African store. So I love this pattern. This pattern to me is very African. You can see that. So that's why it works, right? I love that. Love that. What else I got? Oh yeah. And the tassels gives you that like kind of I would think Moroccan or Egyptian. This is what I was just thinking. So I love that. And like I said, this curtain, I remember that the ex had asked me, so what colors do you want? Because let me make sure, is this the right way? I think it might be supposed to turn this way. Yeah. I gotta actually turn the wrong way. Yeah, I do. Because this should be on the outside. And I said I want red and white. And that's the other side. And he did a beautiful tie and dye job. And I kept these. I got other things like clothes made from his work. I love his work. I liked his work when I feel like we were together. I think he produced something, maybe it was more my liking, just bright and just, it was fantastic, But I'm sure he's still producing great work, so I would love to see his new stuff. But I really love the curtain, and I'm so glad I kept it. So accessories, I also had to have Eric bring the small stuff. You can talk about the small stuff, right? Because small stuff is important to me. Here's another mask. I didn't put it on the wall. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it, if I'm going to put it, but I know I love it. But over here I said that I'm going to put a mirror, which I am, but I forgot that this would go lovely on this wall. Look at that. It's red, it's yellow, and then the wall is green. This would be, and it's already near the masks. This is great. I mean, it just came about. Let's see if y'all can see it, and I can see it too later. Like I said, I always, let's see. Yeah, I don't wear glasses. So, where am I putting it? Put it on that green wall, and you're seeing the green wall. Oh, my bracelet's not here. Sorry, I'm just trying to see. Yes, okay. So it would be nice. It would be nice here. Like, this is kind of gorgeous. And if I put it here, I don't have to wait for the mirror because I don't like to wait. That's a problem for me. Yeah, this would be great. You gotta put a string through this, some string and hang in there. But this would be perfect since you got this is gorgeous. And I love this here. So something to consider. Well, you're able to see it. Something to consider is that there. And then I picked this up from I think it's just the art center. I think instruments are wonderful and they make a difference, right? And a long time how that happened, I pressed something, so I picked up these coasters. I love these coasters. Okay, these coasters I had them for all the 6 years I've been here. I'm gonna show you the different animals. Each one has a different animal on it. And the color green, I mean, it just went green and black. There you go again, that red, black, and green, right? So we bring it in through the coasters as well. And it's very, very pretty and powerful. And the back, this is very beautiful. I love it. I don't know if they call these soapstone, but I would love to know how they dye this. And like I said, I've had this for years. And there's no, I don't think, let me see, is there two alike? Because I think we saw the elephant. No, there's no two alike. They're beautiful. So I think you get 6. Let's say 2, 4. You see how they stack all these? I just feel like it's magnetic. Love that piece. This one is a leaf made from wood. I got this from the Volta. And this one is the famous cocoa, which is actually on the coins or the money or the pesewas, they call it. And I love it. It's the cocoa, but you hold stuff in it. And I think, now I got this in our center as well. And then, of course, I got these mats or mat covers, whatever you want to call them. I got those in the Volta region. So it's the little things, too. The little decor is so nice as well. So, yeah. So yeah, this is supposed to be my little chill out spot. And I want to make sure I use it because the other part to me about a good home decor to me is I want to be able to, wherever I sit, enjoy the view. That is how I love, is to be able to enjoy the view wherever I sit. And just to kind of, I got plants here, the plants are definitely going to grow. I read that the monstera, like when you buy it, you should really get ready to know that it's going to need space. It grows wide and pretty tall. So that's why I'm not rushing because it's growing and new leaves keep coming in because I know that's going to be something. But that monstera eventually, somebody had suggested, which I already was going to do that, but I love the suggestions too, that this where the basket is, put a plant on it. At some point, maybe the monstera, maybe not. I don't know what we're going to do. We're not going to talk about the monstera until it grows and we can contain it a bit. And then we have some of these other plants like this pothos, which I'm just going to let it continue to grow. And then, they grow like crazy. See how healthy and beautiful it is. And it's growing great because it's getting sunlight. It's getting water. Every Monday is my watering day. So I'm going to let these grow. And then I'm going to decide where I'm going to put them because I think they actually may go, I don't know. I have no idea. Like, I don't know if they'll stay right here. They might. And I got 2 other plants as well. So, okay, we just played. All right, y'all. When the other little stuff comes, we move the picture, we get a couple more masks. We're pretty much done here. It's a joy getting up every day. It's a joy coming into my living room. And for me, doing this extra, like, deep diving, some people say shadow work. I like to call it light work. Deep light work is the perfect place to do it in. I'm happy, y'all. This room makes me very happy. So, and it's home. It feels like home. And that's important. So yes, let me see. My stairs get a little top heavy. I usually leave more on the ground. You leave, okay, they get really big and need to be propped up. Yeah, I heard about that. So yeah, I will make sure, the monstera, yeah, I will make sure. I'm going to get you on the tips on, because I know it's big and this room ain't that big. So we'll see how that goes. But I heard they're easy to grow. You like the master? Thank you. A large space is harder to me too. Yeah, Sharon. The table is nice too. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll go nicely because the masks are already there. I gotta get a mirror, but I can do the mirrors in the bedroom. Or I can do a mirror here. We'll see. But yeah, and then at night, when you close the curtains, now you can see how pretty it is. And oh, I love it. I gotta get the electrician to come to fix this so I could put my 2 there, and then this light and the overhead light, and it really winds up being nice. So I want to thank y'all for hanging out with a sister and coming into the red, black, and green. And like I said, what's so funny to me? What I think is interesting, that it started off as just red, black, and green, red, black, and green. But I feel like if you didn't know, as long as you have decent lighting, they thrive. Okay, good. Well, they are definitely easy to grow. One is if my favorite plants. Okay, good. Okay, thank you. One of my favorite plants. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, the lighting is good. I ever had to move it a little bit because I was getting a little burnt from this lighting, so I kind of moved it over here. But and it seemed to be doing well. But I'll move it back if necessary. So, because this I knew would be the plant table because of the window. So I'm glad that's working out. So I said, you know what's so interesting about the red, black, and green? When there was nothing in it, clearly I thought it was clear that it was red, black, and green. Black liberation colors. Even this maybe still is there. But once everything came in, it became something even, now I won't say better or greater, but it just kind of became a home. It's not just the flag. The flag is my home, and this is the home. So it's there. Like my thing is, I wonder if, let's say, a person who knows about the Black liberation colors of the red, black, and green, right? I wonder if a person like that, some people that don't know, there's a lot of people that wouldn't put it together, right? Would they know that this is the red, black, and green? Like, oh, she got the red, black, and green flag. Like this, or would they just think, oh, she picked these beautiful colors. She picked, and they might not even say red, black, green, but it was black, it was green, it was red. So let me ask y'all, but y'all know it's a red, black, and green. Y'all know the red, black, and green is the foundation, but I feel like it just became much more, or something, is the red, black, and green mashed up, in a good way. And I love that. I love that it's in the face, but it's not really in the face, especially if you don't know to look for it, right? I love that. And I love that. To me, this is the flag on the wall, and I love that. So I love that when art does that. You have a container or a foundation or an intention. You could look at it in a spiritual way, but it's all spiritual. And then so many things come out from that. So the foundation is the vibration. And what do I mean by that? It's what people feel when they're actually in the room, but they may not see it. They feel the cohesiveness, the unity, right? Because it's the unity flag, the liberation flag. They feel the blackness, right? But I love that. I just love that you start off and you put it down, but people may never see it. It's like the materials that hold up the house. How important is the foundation to the home? More important than the couch that you picked out. But yet nobody sees that, right? They didn't see that. That's what the red, black, and green. And I love that. I would love to do, I know I'll be doing more spaces, but to see whatever that thing is, like to always keep that in mind, that there's a foundation. And I feel like the house will have more soul, more meaning, and it will come together easier if you gave it your home or your room an intention. I use foundation, intention interchangeably. It's important, and it makes a difference in your decor and how the decor turns out. Just keep that in mind if you ever think about it. Like if you think like, I want to do Afrocentric, or I want to do Maximalism, or I want to do Afrocentric, right? How do I do it? I gave you some tips today, but how do I do it and it turns out nice? Intention or foundation? Get them colors first. Paint the room first, but knowing that paint is the foundation. It's the mood too. I love more than one color because I feel like we all have more than one mood, or we want to have more than one mood. When we come home from work, we need the same mood. When we get up in the morning, we need another mood. It might not be the same one. When we sleep at night, we need another mood. So I love this. Other thing I love about this room, if I want red, I can still that chair be against the red and the green. If I want green, I go over there and sit there, and I project from over there, broadcast. And if I want it the black, it's all a mood, and you feel it too when you go near the different colors. So I would say take don't be afraid of the color thing, meaning multiple. And the black wall scared. I've been wanting black something for so long, and it was one time I was watching this. It might be like that show, Homeworthy, one of them. It wasn't because there's so many of them. I'm just naming them. It might have been. There was a woman, and she talked about this room that just the way the window was and the way the light, no matter winter, spring, summer, fall, it was always a dark room. And she would try to paint it light colors to make it seem bigger, all this other stuff, and it never worked. She said, instead of running away from the dark room, I embraced it, and she painted it black. And I thought, yeah, that's brilliant, and it's dope, and it looked beautiful. And I said, I don't know if she did a whole black room. I think it's maybe, I don't know, but I said, oh, I need a black accent wall. And then black itself was like, wait, I love red and I love green. I was also scared of a red room. I don't know if I can do a complete red room or a complete black room. I could probably do a complete green room though. So it gives me a chance to have it all without being too afraid. So do accent walls. I highly recommend them. If you're a colorful person, do more than one color. One day, I'm about to flip it. I'm gonna do job one day, so yeah. And don't forget that everything doesn't have to match. It just has to go. All right, ladies and the gentlemen as well, I want to thank y'all so much. Oh, and your attire, my clothing. I feel like, oh, y'all, since I decided to embrace my home and decorate it the way I love it, all the clothes that I thought I was going to give away, all the clothes I thought I was going to give away, I am wearing my clothes. I think this house says the person that lives in it should be wearing flowy African print or inspired clothing. And I want to sashay around it, Tomorrow I'm gonna wear, so stay tuned, my yellow dress with the long plunging back. It also was, when it was Kush clothing or Afro Kush clothing. My ex made this yellow and white. Again, he asked me the colors I wanted, and I told him. I made this beautiful fabric, and I turned it into a dress. And tomorrow's Wednesday, so I'm wearing my yellow, and we're gonna be lounging around the house, doing the light workers' work. All right, I'm not gonna, y'all stayed with me over an hour, and I want to thank you, and all is well. So I will see you tomorrow, and I hope you have a beautiful day. And thank you for being here. Ladies, gentlemen, please, those that find, if you're new to the channel, I see a couple people will comment saying, hey, I just found your channel, I'm new. Please subscribe. And also, if you are new to the channel, you just found this or you've been watching it for a short while, you never commented, I would love to meet you. So comment. Comment, I would love to meet you. Comment. For those that watch but don't subscribe. And comments, thumbs it up, y'all. Thumbs it up if you like the video, and there's more to come. I'll see you in the next one. Have the best day ever. Peace and love.